Yes, good morning, guys. So today I'm just going to be showing you what I think of gold for the for these few remaining days, right? Okay. So with gold, what I'm seeing, especially now that we have been seeing the relationship between gold and USD JPY, I'll just be considering USD JPY for now, and I'll be explaining most of these setups on from the high time frame perspective. Okay. So from USD JPY, sorry, we see that we had this structure over here. So this was the previous high that was made in the market, and it was made by this swing low. Okay, so this was a swing low that led to the creation of that high. Anything underneath that level is going to be good for sales. So under this swing low, anything underneath is going to be good for sales. As we saw previously, price came here, it sold off the first time, second time it sold off. So if it came under here the third time, I'll probably sell off. So that is out of the way, right? And we saw that this previous swing low, after it has been broken, price now started to gain some momentum by trying to push higher. So we have this area over here. Okay, this is where price came. So we had buyers coming in from here and they pushed price all the way up there. All right, what happened next is that they started to now push back. All right, and now price is now starting to make a breakout to the top. So with that said, in most of the cases, if price is starting to have some bullish potential, I usually want to wait for price to make that pullback. Alright, so we have the indication. This is all an indication move, right? Above this level, price is what? Bullish. So I'll go to the H4, probably the H4 because it's better for this. So from the H4 perspective, what do you observe? You see that price came here, it sold off, then we had this breakout the first time, it brought back a bit, and then now it's starting to buy. But now this is the part that most people don't get, right? This is the part that most people fail out of. You see, when you're trading volume, when you're trading the market from the volume perspective, you have to wait until you reach your session, right? Most people are now nervous to get entries just here. They're nervous. Oh, let me just enter my buys here. Oh, let me just enter my buys. Why? Because I want price to push all the way up here. Your reason is valid, right? Price is likely to have another massive push that you can break this high. But the issue that you're having right now is that there is no volume in the markets. By volume, I mean we are not in the New York session yet, right? And you know that price is extremely volatile during the New York session. So you may see that price may have this massive push upward, then we may have a break to the downside. So some people can even dress their trend lines, be like, oh, this is my trend line. So once price breaks this trend line, you may know that we may be headed for a reversal. But that's not the point. The point is not the trend line. The point is that we have to wait for the session timing so that you can have a high probability, right? Because even yesterday when I took a gold trade, it had to be exactly during the New York session, the New York Open. That's when I entered my trades. So here you may see that price so far has been showing you bullish potential, but then after some time it will just sell off. Why will it sell off? Because there is no clear momentum in the market. And this is something that beats lots of traders, because most traders are not patient enough to wait for that indication, that continuation move, right? They just want to enter in anywhere because they see that the market is bullish. They want to just enter anywhere, which is good in sometimes. Okay, some cases you can even enter here. For instance, if someone entered the buy here, right, their stop loss maybe it's under here, that's around $9. TP could be around here, that's 8. But you know that above this area we may have even continuations to even $26, right? But what I'm trying to say is that if you're to trade price, if you're trading price, right, and you know that above this level of price is going to become what? Bullish. What you should do and what you should be doing right now is to simply look for your entries. Look for those areas where you know that price is likely to have that push. For instance, after we made that high, what happened next is that price came and then made this area of resistance, which it broke. All right, so after that break, now price is trying to find another footing so that we may have another continuation push. But the issue here, what I'm emphasizing on, is that we are out of session. We are not yet in the New York session. What does that mean? It means that the probability that our setups will go into profit are very limited. They are so limited. Why am I saying this? Because what happens is that price can easily reverse on you at any instant in time, right? Price can just simply reverse on you. So you just have to be very careful of how you enter your trades, because if you position yourself up for entries when you're out of session, you're going to lose a lot just because of volume. There's no volume in the market. We say that here on USDJPY, I can easily take my setups, but I can't. Why? Because I'm out of volume. There's no volume in the markets right now, so I have to wait until we reach the New York session. That's when I will take my entries. Okay, as simple as that. For the daily, I told you guys that on the daily perspective, you see even that the candle is what? Bearish. And most people are like, oh, let me just look for some entries, oh, let me just make some quick money. But in the long run, you're going to sabotage your own growth, because in the long run, that quick money is going to make you undesirable. You're going to become so entitled that you won't even have the ability to trade better, right? So anyways, I want to just show you. I don't want to like talk a lot. I just want to show you guys how I trade and how you can better yourself using my entries. So you go to this time frame over here. This is the H4 anyways, and you observe. I want you guys to observe the structure. You see that over here price was what? Selling. So this was the swing low and price was selling. So what happened next is that price ended up building structure, and then it crossed above this area the first time. We had a correction. Perhaps during the New York session, that's when I would have entered my trades. So here I would have entered my buys here. Stop loss could have been anywhere underneath this area, and then I'll be aiming for price to reach at least this high, this swing high. So I'll be risking $14 to make over 25. But when I'm trading the New York session, I can even be risking like $5, and I can make all that amount, $5. But as you can see so far, price pulled back a bit, so you have to be very careful of that. Once price reaches a string high, and then we shifted structure, that would have been your exit. So would have exited around $9. But yes, that's it so far for the market right now. I can't trade it because there is no clear volume in the market, and also don't want to get faked out because of low volume. So we shall go to another pair, which is gold. Gold has actually been moving a bit, as you can see. Price is now making a correction. All right, now this is where most people actually even lose it. Some people, I think yesterday night, they were like, oh, price has to buy, and they entered these massive positions waiting for price to make that bullish push. But as you can see now, price is just selling. It's just doing what? It's just selling off. So I think they got what they want. So usually, like me personally, I have this mindset that okay, I can hold long term. Okay, if I was to buy here, I can hold until we reach this area above, which is around 500, 600 there, 500, 600 above, or just here, like this area over here. This is where we have the nearest swing low. Okay, swing high, sorry. So above that area, price can easily buy until we reach that area. Okay, but now the issue is, if I'm to buy up to that area, I have to also observe the price action. Go to the H4. The H1 may show you something, but go to the H4. What do you observe? Let me just even remove everything so that we can show you more clearly what I mean. So that, let me just use this. Okay, so that we have this swing low. Okay, this is the nearest swing. What do I keep calling them swing lows? This is a swing high. Okay, so price gave us the indication by going above the swing high. How do you know that we went above the swing high? Because price came above the swing high, and then it was giving us the indication that above here I'm going to be buying. As simple as that. The daily candle is actually also starting to sell off, but we know that over time, especially if we come during the New York session, we may have a very massive push to the upside. So I'm not really scared about this. I'm not really scared about this. But I want to show you guys from the H4 perspective that above this area, from the H4 perspective, we know that price, this was a swing high, and then it had the potential to buy. If I should move the trade history because it's also making my chart very bad. Okay, so we have this swing high. Price broke above it. We're like, all right, cool. Price has broken above the swing high. What do you want to see next? You want to see a level of support, and then you have to see where price can continue after that. So by level of support, I mean that price could potentially just be consolidating here, and then after some time during the New York session, may have another push to the upside. We may likely have another push to the upside and the downside, because the structure now has simply just shifted for us. So basically, today is what? Today is, I think, Wednesday. So on Thursday, we may see another push. We may see another good push, but so far on Thursday, we may see a push, but I don't really love like to complicate my charts. Okay, I don't really love to complicate my charts. So basically, what I'm saying is that above this level, price was what? Bullish. We have the indication. Now we want to wait for that correction. The correction is for us to form a bit of a support. We want to see support, a new support in the market. Because remember, the closest support that we have is here. This is the only support that we have on the H4, right? This is the only support that we have in H4. So for us to have any idea of taking buys, price has to at least come and make a new area of support. And then after that area of support is made during the New York session again, we shall be waiting for our entry model. And our entry model will simply be when price comes above this area, as simple as that. So I won't like bore you with facts of how to trade, no, this is simply just ICC, the indication, correction, and then the continuation, as simple as that. There is nothing like really mystical about this. Okay, there's nothing mystical about this. So basically that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Price makes correction, and then we have that continuation move to the upside. The potential targets that everyone is actually looking at are these areas over here, but most people are actually just kind of lost in this whole maze. They're trying to buy, and then they're selling. The next second they're buying, the next second they're selling. I think all I can say is that most people are just trading against their mindset, right? For me, I closed out early because, as I've told you, that from the H4 I never had an area of support. On the H1, yes, I had an area of support which was over here. This is an area of support from the H1. So this is an area of support from the H1. But on the H4, I don't have any clear area of support. So I have to be a bit patient and also a bit hesitant, I would say, because I want to see price give me that indication, and then the correction, and then the continuation, as simple as that. So that's it for now. We shall be waiting for our gold trade to play out, maybe after the new session starts. But yeah, I think that's it. So we shall be trading. This is not the end of the world. We shall be looking for setups later on in the day on our gold trade, now gold pair. So you see that I traded so many pairs in the beginning, and they all cut me out a lot. So gold is where we made the biggest profit. UPSD I lost $57. Oil I think also lost 12. Gold is where I made the biggest. German 30 I lost 15. USD, you see that almost every other pair was losing. Even Japanese index I was losing. S&P 500 I made $120 from it. So this was a good setup, a very good setup on S&P 500. But the thing with Nasdaq, no, S&P 500 right now is that there is no clear market structure. We're just in this. Look at that. Price has been like in this massive envelope. S&P 500 is also best traded during the New York session, so I think we shall just have to be waiting for the New York session to start. But so far for S&P 500, I also see some potential for sales. For instance, we have this area of support, so price came here and then we had that sell-off, right? So if price manages to come under this area, we may see another sell-off. So I'll be on the lookout for entries on S&P 500 for sales. Currently, I'm not looking for any entries because we are out of session, and on top of that, price is somehow bullish on the H1, and I just want to see market do its thing, as simple as that. I just want to see markets do its thing. But yeah, let's wait for this one to play out. But we know that in the long run, it may have a sell-off. On the daily though, we see that price is actually starting to become bullish. So we shall see what price will be doing next, because S&P 500 has been one of those pairs that actually has no structure right now, and most people are really, and I bet that people lost lots of money here because they don't know what they're actually doing and they're so scared. So above this area, yeah, price is bullish, but I have to wait for some bit of a confirmation, because now we see that price has been bearish. So I have to wait for some bit of a confirmation that price wants to go lower. That's why I'm waiting for price to go underneath that zone. I've told you that if it goes underneath that area, I'm willing to take my sales, and then I'll be waiting. I'll take my sales maybe like of let's say I sell here 0.1. Tip is 100, so if you go to 0.8, tip is 157. Lot size 1, that's 216. Lot size 4, that's $788. And then with lot size 4, I think my stop loss will be also huge. 150. Wow, $150. Perhaps we shall go with a stop loss of $50 only, and this is around $700 in profit. So here I think we shall just go for at least 200 or something. Yeah, it will be a good sell-off. But so far, let's wait and see what price gives us in this pair. You see, most people actually anxious to take trades. You want to really take trades. You want to be like, oh, Kevin, but you're missing out. Oh, look at this trade. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It's just selling. Just. I go to the M15. Yeah, look at this. If I said so most of you guys are like, oh, if I'd sold here, stop loss maybe above plus $19, and then I'll be in a profit of over 41. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh. No, you wait. Hold your ground. Be calm, and then just wait for the setup, right? Don't like overcomplicate your charts, but also don't become a fool to yourself. Just wait, just give the market time. Now for people who want buys, I'll show you a bit of this. I think yellow is better even. Okay, save. Okay, so above here I think you have a swing low, and then price broke above the first time, and then the second time, and then if price comes above here the third time, we may see another buy. So we have two areas for sell, for entries. We have this area over here, and then if we are to sell, price has to go underneath this area again. So we have another area for sell, and then another area for buys. So above 6815 we shall be buying. That's because price is going to become bullish above that area. S&P 500, as I've told you, is extremely volatile during the New York session, so I don't really want to see anyone complain that their chart is not moving. Just know that price is extremely bullish, especially bullish or bearish, doesn't matter, but there's too much volume, especially during the New York session, so you have to just keep that in mind. But on top of that, I don't think you have any entries for our pair. I think I shall go to AUD card. AUD card, I also made some good cash on it last time. Now AUD card, you can say that it's extremely volatile during some pairs. There's sometimes when it's volatile, there's sometimes when it is not. So it's not like a straight win or a straight loss. No. Then gold, as you can see, it's now starting to sell. I told you that above that area, price is going to become bullish. So I don't have to explain a lot. I think we have done our part of the explanation. All we have to do is just simply wait for the New York session. So I told you guys that if price manages to make that correction, and then we come above this area, so if we are able to come above this swing, it is a swing high. So if price comes above that swing high, then we shall be able to take in our entries. So at around 5197, I think is a good level to start stacking in our entries, because we saw the indication already. So we have the indication that above this level we are bullish. So relative around 5200, I think that's where you can take your entries for buys. But for sell, I don't really have any sales entries. Maybe the only okay, let's see. You have this area. Let's say I have this area over here. This is an area of support. So if price goes underneath this area, that will be an indication for sales. And then yeah, I think that's it for gold. Back in the day, I used to complicate my charts. I used to overtrade. I used to do all these little mistakes, and they cost me lots of money. So I've over time, not that I'm the best, but I'm really becoming the best. Not even just becoming, I'm the best. Actually, I'm the best. Let's just say I'm the best trader. Considering my past experiences, I'm the best trader. So basically, you see that above this area, price is bullish, right? And if we are to sell, price has to go underneath this area of support. So we have a long way to go with gold. I don't want to really be on the charts a lot, because it usually messes up my psychology. I usually become over fixated on one goal or one result. Okay, now I want to just show you my trading setup using ICC, and I want to show you guys that this actually works. All right, so I want you guys to observe that we had this level over here. Price was making what? Lower highs and then lower lows, lower highs and then lower lows. So this was the next level, which was the next lower high. And then what price did, it came above this level the first time. So this was the indication part. Price came above here, that was the indication. And then we had the correction when price started to do what? So this is what? This is the indication. So we shall write text. No, this is not just text. So we shall have the indication. Okay. We shall use yellow. Yellow is a bit yellow and black is actually better. So this is the indication. So that's the indication, and then we have the correction over here. So once price came under here, this was the correction, all the way down to here. That's the correction. Some people so write the correction. Need to watch this bad boys. So you have the correction. I think the font I'll go with so Sans Pro. Okay. So with that said, I think we have the correction. So this is the correction. Okay, so this is the correction. And then the continuation is simply when price comes above the same area. So this is the continuation move. Alright. And most people fear the continuation because they don't know where exactly they should have that their setup at that area. So here I shall write the continuation. Okay. Continuation. Okay. So we have the indication above this area, above the swing high. Price gave us the indication that we wanted to buy. We had the correction, and then we have the continuation. That is ICC. So we shall simply go to the low time frame of the M15 so that we can see this more clearly. So we shall go back. So we say that we have this swing high. So price came and then it made that push the upside. And then after some time, price came and then made this. We say that price, it had this level of support, but what it failed to make a higher high. So we had an indication for sales. Price started to sell off until we reached over. So all this was a correction move. Okay, all this was correction. You see that price was forming higher levels of support, higher highs, but then we broke under. You see, so structure started to shift and downwards, right? And then during I think the New York session, that's when we had the market open, and then we had this crazy move above the same area where we saw that this was the indication. And then afterwards, you could have taken buys here. Actually, this could have been a good entry for buys. You could have taken your buys here, stop loss under here. Okay, $9, and then this could have been around 44, 43. You can even hold. Some people even hold until we reach over $80. Some people even hold until you reach over, look at current price. If you had held until current price, that's over So if you had held over, I've lost the scheme. Okay, let's say you had held this was your buy, stop loss just under, and then the TP you would have held until, let's say, until 5. That's $984. Okay, and price never came. Did it come underneath this area? No, it never came under this area. It actually never came under this area. Price just pushed up. Just push up. Currently it's seated at around, this is 1K. But I'm trying to show you that, of course, now if you are patient enough, you can even hold. It's like an investment. You can even hold until you reach that area. There's no stopping you from holding until you reach that area. 5K. So from 4200 to 5K. The same thing is happening again on gold. We see that underneath this area, price is bullish. We are actually having the same exact setup. I told you that we have the indication. This was the indication. And then we have the correction that's happening right now, because we saw that price is now starting to form what? Lower lows, as simple as that. So during the New York session, what we want to see is that price should come above the same area, and then we may have that continuation push to the upside. So basically, I'm waiting for price to come above this area, then I'll take my buys. Simple as that. We have the indication, correction, and then the continuation. That's the same pattern that you see when you're having higher highs and then higher lows and then higher highs. So yeah, that's it with ICC. That's the basic concept underlying ICC. All right. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll just maybe go to the account, which is on this is the 5K. Okay, so we closed that at 516. We had a big sell on gold, and we hit our TP of $16. I think that was a good trade. We had some losses on on oil. Okay, this trade looks so good. Like, I can't even accept that we actually took it. Looks so beautiful. This is such a beautiful trade. Everybody said this is a beautiful trade. This was a beautiful trade. Imagine I used 0.01 and we made over $14. Imagine that. Anyways, I won't bore you with facts. So basically, after I took this entry, I can go back to like trade history. And I can show you where I took that sell. So I took the sell over, I think it was here. I took the sell over here. I don't want to be greedy because I would have held until here. That's around 62. Oh, that's how I would have been around $70 in profit. Just from 0.01. Wow, that would have been crazy. But yeah, it's okay. We took our sell and then our tip was hit. And I think, I think that's it. But we had a sniper entry also, because I was like, my whole analysis for this sale was actually pretty crazy. Price had formed a high. Okay, this was the high that was reached, but then we are past the New York session. So I was like, if price is above the New York session, we are in for a correction. So I just looked at sell, and yeah, it kind of worked out. We are right now in $16 in profit. This is an instant funded account. So I think the issue that we have here is that we have like how do they call it? We have like maybe like 15% something rule. I don't know. But yeah, I may be a bit vigilant on both accounts. I may take a buy here on this account and also another buy on the other account. So I think it may be in good hands with me when I'm going to be trading these setups. So we have another H4 candle coming in, and yeah, let's see how price does, because this correction is very, very important for price. It's very, very important, as I'm telling you right now. The correction move that we're having right now is very, very important. You can't miss it, because the moment you try to miss that move, I think we shall be in for some crazy stuff. So I think we had our entries, right? We had our entries, and the price ended up also giving us whatever we wanted. So I think we're in good hands. Yesterday I made $16 profit, and I really feel happy because this is someone's weekly salary. So I'm making someone's weekly salary in a single day. It's good. But I think that's it for gold. As I've told you, I've been analyzed everything for you. Analyzed most of the chit chat. I tried to make it as simple as possible. I don't have Wi-Fi right now. I could have both, but if I buy Wi-Fi, if I put on data, I will just be simply just looking for setups that don't exist. So I just have to wait a little bit, okay? Okay. So I just have to wait a little bit, and then I wait for the new session to open, and then I shall see if we get some crazy entries. But other than that, I think we're good for now. And yeah, I think we took ourselves. I'm really even glad that we took this. I don't know even how is it possible. Like it was just a good sale that. Actually, it was such a good sale that I even never expected this to go like all the way down here. So yeah, we had that sale, but it was such a sniper entry. Also, if you go to the I think M15 is the last one, but it was such a sniper entry that it was as if we never even had any drawdown. It was as if we never had any drawdown. It was crazy, but yeah, we had two M15 candles, and our tip was hit. I'd even forgotten about this trade actually. I forgot about this trade entirely. Forgot about this trade. But so far, if you observe also structure from the M15, you have this higher high, and then price formed a higher low. So you have this higher low over here. So price is simply, basically price, what it's doing, it's trying to sell off, okay? But we know that over time we shall overshadow this, and price will continue to have another push towards this region on because remember I told you guys that this was the major point in price where we have sellers. So price will likely have to visit these areas at 5,300 and then 5,400. Perhaps you can even reach 5,600 as Sai was predicting. Though that will take like a few weeks, not a few weeks actually, because you know that gold is extremely volatile. So it can take maybe like a few days to reach 5,600. But yeah, so Sai was trading gold and he's expecting that if price makes that correction move, he'll be holding these trades until we reach that area above around 5,600. Yeah, and it's Sai. Sai can easily hold these trades for longer periods of time than most other traders, because not just because he has a big account, but because his trading mindset is way ahead like most of other people. So yeah. I think that's it for now. We in profit on our small account. We started with 5k, made $16. I wanted to just trade this account slowly, and as you can see, every position here is just 0.01, and so far you have made almost $16. So it's a good account. It's a good day for the account. We shall call it a blessed day for the account. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be seeing you soon.